Very pleased to be joined here at SB Nation by the one and only, the dashing, the debonair, the internationally famous. You know him, you love him. His smile looks incredible, and I can't verify this in person, but smells fresh thanks to Colgate. It is Bijan Robinson. Bijan, I practiced that like 19 different times based on, well, current events, as you can possibly imagine.
Absolutely. No, you did an amazing job. I appreciate that.
I'm sure that you've run into people who have made a thing about that ever since the training camp interview with Steve Weiss. So people are probably like, Bijan, they expect you to say something, and so now it's a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, like when it happened a couple of years ago, like when it all like first started, and they're like, how do you say your name? Like, is it how your mom says it, or like I want to say how your mom says it? So like when the training camp interview happened this summer, like I just told people, I was like, I say it Bijan, but my mom pronounces it Bijan, and then that just became like a huge thing, man. And I just kind of tell people, I'm like, just say it however you want to say it, like however it sounds good to you.
I totally get it. My name is RJ. It's actually a nickname. My first name is Roel, and I'm a junior, so that's where that comes from. But I mean, even RJ, I'll get Archie, I'll get Andre, and it's just like I really don't care. Like to your point, just if as long as we're cool, we're mild mannered, I really will be fine. I promise.
That's it. Like, which is crazy that people are messing up RJ. That's insane.
you would think it wouldn't happen, but it's usually like the telemarketers, and so we all hate them no matter what. I want to start with Colgate. You're here on behalf of them. What's going on? I see it looks like a toothbrush, toothpaste, and mouthwash. You got the whole kit and caboodle going on there.
You got it. So I'm super excited, obviously, to be partnering with Colgate, Total Active Prevention System, and it comes with the toothbrush, like you said, the toothpaste and the mouthwash, and it's been a super great partnership with me and for me, because I take it very serious. My oral health problems are, one of my number one things. And, I take my teeth, my gums, everything, super seriously. And for me to be a partner with them is, been nothing but amazing. And I think it's great for, just to be dentist ready whenever that time comes. And, if you do have to, visit a dentist office or something like that, by using the Total Active Prevention System, it only makes it that much better for your teeth. And, it's been just an amazing partnership for me. But then on top of that, we have a commercial coming out tomorrow on Thursday Night Football, which is, debuting on Amazon Prime. So it's going to be really cool to get to see that. And I hope that, makes a lot of people happy and makes a lot of people want to, buy Colgate, the Total Active Prevention for themselves. So yeah, man, it's been really cool, man.
That's awesome. It worked out for you that it's a focus on an oral thing with the Bijan thing. I mean, just kind of, you get your teeth clean, get your mouth operating right. You're in a proper space to enunciate what you need to. I told you right before we started recording that I covered the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep.
And so a few years ago, I had a lot of work to do because of you, Bijan. It was a very busy week for me when you said that it would be nice or it would be cool. I'm paraphrasing here, to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously a Longhorn and a legend within the state. I imagine you're very happy with your career and the way it's gone. But now that we look back on that, now that you've had the successes you have, what was that like? What do you think about that line, that comment? I mean, just kind of curious. You don't often get to revisit what you said before the NFL draft the way you can right now.
Yeah, I don't really think about it too much anymore. But like, yeah, I mean, it was like one of those in the moment things when I was like, obviously like with Texas and, playing for Texas and just knowing so many people on the Cowboys from my time there in Austin. So like that was where that comment was coming from. And, obviously God had a different plan for me and he brought me to the Atlanta Falcons, and it's been, nothing but a blessing since I've been here. But yeah, man, I mean, we say things, especially like during that time, like, because you just don't know where you're gonna go, like you're so unsure. So that's like the first thing you kind of say when you don't know something. So, but yeah, man, I mean, it was that draft process, how you all know and love it.
Yeah, that is quite common. Like I said, Myles Garrett did it once upon a time, and even begged the Cowboys to trade Tony Romo to Cleveland, who held the number 1 overall pick at that time, to go get him. So it was pretty funny. I'm curious, you did play with DeMarvion Overshown then during your days on the 40 acres. So what are your thoughts? He's obviously trying to get back from his injury. We've seen how special he can be, but your takeaways on DeMarvion?
I mean, I was actually just talking about him in another outlet, and I was just saying like he's my greatest competitor that I've had as a teammate like ever. And he's one of the guys where every day in practice it's a challenge. Like I'm trying to get past DeMarvion, and it was just so much fun. Obviously, he's my brother. He's one of my best friends to this day, forever. But for me, like to compete against him every single day, like it's made me so much better as a player because he's so effective, not only in the pass game but in the run game. Trying to block him, like he can do everything at a high level. And it was so much fun playing him last year too. Getting to like share the field with him when we went against him that game. Because like everything that we've done at Texas, we got to just showcase it in the game on the field. But I'm praying for my brother. Like I know what do you have a timeline on when he's gonna come back? Or
what the general kind of time they've stuck to, and how that kind of is, you don't want to say anything, you want to keep things within reach, has been Thanksgiving. And obviously the Cowboys play every Thanksgiving, so we'll see. And if things can go well between now and then, he obviously can provide quite the boost. He had a big Thanksgiving Day last year, if you remember.
I really hope that he comes back as fast as possible, because like that's my dude. He only makes the defense that much better. He makes the team that much better. So I really hope he gets back right.
That's exciting. So I want to ask some Falcons questions, but this is my last football that isn't related to Atlanta, just because we've been talking about the Longhorns. Now, you talked about how DeMarvion can defend the run, defend the pass. You can do versatile things. I got a full-time job, Bijan. I also am a grad student at the University of Florida. So I just want to say, what's going on, man? How's life? How are you feeling? Down bad. It's not often you get a chance to rub something like this in the face of one of the greatest college football players of all time. So that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was definitely a tough loss. I'll say that. Like that was not what I expected. I went to the game in Gainesville. And,
I saw. With Kyle Pitts. Yeah, it was great. And I understand you have a bet that you're going to see through.
That bet was not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. He just said that in the moment. Like he said that because that's the only thing that he could say in that interview. But I told him, I was like, I'll still wear something, like whether it's on the plane or not on the plane, but like on one of these weekdays or something like that,
right,
that I wear. But I will say, like, Florida's a great place to be, to play. I had so much fun. Like, y'all's fans were all in my ear the whole time I was there. So that was really cool. But yeah, man, I mean, it was definitely one of them losses where it was definitely tough. But I know that we're gonna bounce back. I know that we're gonna bounce back this week against Oklahoma. I don't know if you're going to the game or not, but we have to. It's a must win for us in order for us to like make sure we get to the playoffs the right way.
I won't be there. My in-laws are Sooner fans, so like it's just you and I are like on opposite sides of everything these days, Bijan. I'm very happy to hear that it caused you so much pain and anguish. Like that's what this is all about. Like that's why we care so much.
You're right. That's why we're fans of the game, and I hate it that we lost y'all. Like that was cool.
So I cover the Cowboys for SB Nation. We have a site that covers every single team. The Falcoholic is our Atlanta Falcons site. I don't know, what you've seen. I'm sure fans are in your mentions all the time. But we had one question that was about your new foundation's literacy program, Bijan Reads, and kind of what went into that and why it's important to you, because it's obviously incredible work.
Yeah, man. So my auntie, she's my manager. She does, everything when it comes to off the field, and she helps with the marketing with
That's
my marketing
awesome.
guy and my agent. So she really did a really good job of getting everybody together to help out for the Bijan Reads and the literacy and for my foundation and what I'm trying to do, not just for kids but for homeless, for churches, like because that's what I believe in. But for that book fair, man, like it was an amazing thing to just about 8,000 kids, were there, and we got to give them books, pajamas, food. Like it was like the coolest field trip that they got to go on in the stadium. And for me, like that's bigger than football right there, because I've been blessed to do what I do on the field, but then for me to get to do that off the field, and for me to get to make those kids so happy and make their lives just change in that moment. And that's something that they'll forever talk about, is the biggest thing for me. So not only that I get to help them enjoy reading more, but like I get to give them a new experience on life, and it was pretty cool, man.
That's awesome. I mean, the phrase like "make a memory" gets said a lot for people like you and professional athletes, but it's true. Like you hand your gloves to a kid or something, like they will remember that for and they will tell that story a million times over, and maybe someday get to interview you or do something like that. And it's cool when stuff like that goes full circle. And I'm curious for someone in your shoes specifically. I always think it's cool when franchises announce that they believe in someone. Like for you, for Atlanta to give you number 7, that's a big deal. I mean, I don't know of a bigger deal in the NFL. Maybe 18 at LSU type thing. And so that being said, you've lived up to it, and it's really hard for someone to live. I think of CeeDee Lamb, speaking of Texas OU week, wearing 88 for the Cowboys. And so what is that like to live it? While it's happening, and understand that you're doing something that kids are going to remember. Maybe not meeting you, but memories, touchdowns you have, whatever. While trying to have on-field success, trying to help your team have all the success possible. What is just that like for someone who's so young in life?
Yeah, man. I mean, I wear obviously number 7 is a big number in Atlanta, and I wear it, for a different reason. So I wear it for like the faith aspect and
totally.
And the number of completion and all that stuff. But, for me to represent a playmaker that's done it before me in this city, and even cool wearing it. But for Michael Vick to like represent that number first, and then for me to get to wear it on the opposite side of the ball, and just represent at a high level, it's been really cool, man. Like having his support is amazing. But then, I know the city was a little like, man, like, that's Michael Vick's number. And I understood that completely. I was like, they right. Like this is a guy that's done it at such a high level that changed the culture of the city. And for me, like it wasn't never wanted to steal the number, to the shine that he's had. Cause I mean, it inspired me for what he's did for the city. So for me, like I'm just trying to, do it in a different way and inspire in a different way for the kids in this generation. As he did it for his generation, for me, and I bet for you, for everybody that watched him play the game. So, it's definitely a cool thing, having Mike support me and having the city now support me as well. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And, I love that it's a faith-based thing for you. And you talked about how God wanted you in Atlanta, 7, a specifically important number there, as opposed to some other NFL city, which just kind of leads to, the plan he has for you in your life. My last one for you is you guys are coming off the bye. And sometimes when a team goes on bye, we tend to forget about them, right? Because they're just not in our lives for a week. Yeah. You guys are having a great start to the season. You had the big win on Sunday Night Football against Minnesota. It's a big game against Buffalo, national stage. And for you, like the Bijan brand, for lack of a better term, coming off the Texas OU game, right? Like it's all this stuff that you're kind of connected to. How do you avoid, making it bigger than what it is? Because it's one October game, right? Like in the middle of December, it won't feel important. It is important, but you get what I'm saying? Like you have to treat it as important, but not bigger than just another game because there's another one right after it.
Yeah. And for me, like this is the biggest game because it's the next game.
Right.
So we take every game, one game at a time. And that's why I really enjoy Coach Raheem Morris, for even just telling us like, man, like this is our Super Bowl. Like every week is the Super Bowl, and that's how we got to play it. And we can't look ahead. This is on Monday Night Football, but this is just an opportunity to, people get to see, the faith that we instilled in our guys and our teammates, and what God's doing for this team. And that's just another opportunity for a lot of people to get to see us on that field to do it. And for me, like it's very important, because we do this game. We all play this game for different reasons, and we all play this game for a certain why. But I think that for us to come together and to understand what we're playing for, but we have to focus on Monday night first is what's going to be really cool. So I'm excited to play that game, man. I'm excited always to get to play at a national level, and for a lot of people, just they can see the Lord through me on that field and through my teammates. So it's gonna be fun.
Right on. Well, I hope that's the biggest game that any Texas Longhorn gets to play in the building. You know what I mean? Just across the rest of this football season, obviously. But again, I mean, I've talked a lot of trash to a lot of Texas friends of mine, but to be able to say I did it to Bijan Robinson,
it's amazing.
I had to take my shot, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you can respect it.
That's not either because we lost. So
see, that's the way you got to be. Like, these people get all salty about it. No, like, because if you had won, I would fully have expected you to rub it in my face. That's what you're supposed to do.
Most definitely. And then we'll laugh about it at the end, man.
Exactly. I also need to say I wore this shirt for this exact reason, because of the colors. You know what I mean? So it's a Torrey Pine shirt, but I mean, I wore it because it was Gator colors. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like in just covering you with shame. That's really what I wanted.
Good. Hopefully y'all win this game, which I probably won't, but it's okay.
Bijan, health, wealth, and happiness to you, man. God bless you. Keep killing it. You're awesome. One of the best dudes in the NFL. And appreciate all the work you're doing with Colgate.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate good talking to you, man. As always.
Thanks a lot.